Today's review is on Tamora Pierce's Mastiff. It's the third book in the Prophet's Dog trilogy. So like most Pierce books, the plot starts right away. I think she lets you get a whole 10 pages in before the conflict's actually introduced. She uses that beginning part to introduce you to familiar characters from the last two books in case you're just jumping right in and didn't read Terrier or Bloodhound. She also uses this to introduce you to Tortell, which is her own world that she's written for numerous books. The Alana Quartet, Wild Mage, Protector of the Small, The Tricksters, and finally the Prophet's Dog is also in Tortell, although it's located 200 years before Alana's first adventure. So you get acquainted with her personal situation right away, which to Becca is a lot less severe as everyone else seems to think it is, but either way she's glad to get away. So when Pierce originally introduces the conflict, you know that something's wrong, but she doesn't actually tell you what that is. And it seems to go really slow for a while, because you're like, okay, come on, just tell me what's going on. And she doesn't. And then on top of not learning what the actual plot of this story is about, you actually have to wait for them to find a lead. But Pierce keeps it going at an acceptable rate so you don't fall asleep or put the book away. Or at least I found that. It's not much slower than any of her other novels. The story itself I found not necessarily exceptional, but quite good for Pierce. By the middle point, she's casting distrust and doubt among the other protagonists, but she's not giving anything away. Also, at the end of the story, it just ties up really nice. You figure out who you shouldn't be trusting, and there wasn't so much foreshadowing that you're like, oh, I knew that the whole time, that was really boring. It's actually just really satisfying. And the foreshadowing that she does use, she uses really well. The characters, like usual, are mostly static. I'm personally fond of character-driven things more than plot-driven things, but Tamora does a good job of keeping her characters moving and the plot moving enough that I enjoy it, even without dynamic changes. It's still a disappointment, though, because this is the last book in the series. I really wish she would have done some more changes with Becca herself and just developed her more and made her stronger and a neater character. That said, she did change one of the mains. She took him way out of the comfort point that that character is usually in and just completely changed the role of that character. So that was really great for me. I just loved that. Overall, the book was really readable. I don't think it was really competition for the Trickster series or the Immortal series, which I like the best. The Immortals because I just really like the animal concept, and Trickster series because it has good characters and it's just really fun. But if you're a fan of any of the other Pierce stuff, then this book is definitely good to read. If you're just a fan of heroines or fantasy in general, then it's quite a decent read. Yeah, good book. That's really what I thought of Mastiff. If you have any questions or thoughts about other Pierce books or want me to review anything that you've read recently, just let me know. Leave any comments of what you thought, and yeah, that'd be cool. Hope to see you around.